Hello, welcome to Rando Tech Info, and today we are looking at Nothing and CMF's line of Bluetooth earbuds in an effort to figure out which buds are the right buds for you. Specifically, we're going to try to figure out how much cashola you need to fork out to get the experience and features you want. Now, the reason I chose to do this with this particular line of Bluetooth buds is because they have become my default recommendation for most people, and you can't really go wrong with any of them. I also did it because I really like them. And no, this is not a sponsored video. Yes, I have been sent some of these earbuds for review, and I have indeed done dedicated reviews of all of these buds, but that's not where my love for the Nothing buds started. The Ear 2s from last year were already my favorite Bluetooth buds, and I bought those out of pocket with my own funds. And let's go ahead and kick off this little review with the sequel to those buds, the Nothing Ears. Hold on, wait a minute. Didn't you just say that the Nothing Ear 2s were your favorite earbuds from last year? Yes. Yes, I did. The recently released Nothing Ears, which just came out around a month ago here in 2024, are indeed the follow-up to last year's Nothing Ear 2. Nothing says they did this with the naming of the product to simplify things, and that moving forward the buds would always just be called the Nothing Ears, even as new versions are released. I'm not sure how well this is going to work, but that is their story, and apparently, at least for right now, they are sticking to it.
Well, that's up to them.
So getting back to the buds themselves, the 2024 version of the Nothing Ears are my current favorite pair of Bluetooth buds. This is mostly because I listen to a lot of music, and they are the best sounding earbuds I have ever used. The sound is good out of the box with a balanced yet hard-hitting soundstage, and you can certainly use them that way, but if you do, you will be missing out on what makes these buds truly special. They have not one but two different sound equalizers, a basic version that has 4 different presets as well as an option to create a custom setting, and they have an advanced version that really lets you fine-tune your sound. I mean, seriously, you could go down a very deep rabbit hole with this, and you can add multiple advanced profiles so you can have different ones based on the kind of music you are listening to. The buds also have a bass enhance feature, which lets you add some extra thump to the low end of your 80s rap bender. But what makes these buds sound even better, at least for me, is the ability to set up your own personal sound profile. Basically how it works is you take a test listening to a bunch of beeps blended in with some white noise, and presto, your profile is created. And I can tell you it does make a noticeable difference, at least to my aging eardrums. It's pretty next level stuff, especially for a set of $150 earbuds. And yes, these buds are $150, making them the most expensive buds in the Nothing CMF product line. And yes, that is by no means cheap, but the price is quite reasonable when compared to other high-end Bluetooth earbuds that don't have these kinds of sound-enhancing features. The rest of the buds features are pretty much what you should and can expect for the price point. They are lightweight, very comfortable, and stay in my ears. They have multiple ear tips and an ear tip fit test to ensure a good ear seal. They offer multiple codecs for high-res audio. They have excellent active noise cancellation and are comparable to other high-end buds like the Galaxy Buds 2 Pros and the AirPod Pros. And it's adjustable. They have the latest Bluetooth standard, Bluetooth 5.3. They have excellent call and mic quality. They support dual connection, which is Nothing's version of multi-point pairing. They have fully customizable controls, and I personally prefer the pinch stem controls to tap controls, so this is a plus for me as well. They have in-ear detection, a low latency mode for gaming, wireless charging. The companion app is available on both the Google Play and Apple App Stores, so whether you are Team Android or Team iPhone, the buds should work and pair just fine with your chosen device. And last but not least, and not that it really matters, but they come in 2 different colors and they both look cool. So up to this point, these buds are sounding pretty great, and for the most part they are. But no product is perfect, and there are a few things that the ears could do a little better. Apparently when these buds first came out, transparency mode wasn't real great. I only started using the buds after their first update, and one of the objectives of that update was to improve transparency mode. And I'm happy to report that this update seems to have worked, and transparency mode on the ears is pretty good. With it turned on, it does the job, and you can definitely easily hear what is going on around you. However, I would say transparency mode is still a step behind what you can find on some other high-end buds like the earlier mentioned AirPod Pros, which make it feel like you aren't listening through a pair of earbuds at all. Battery life is improved over last year's Ear 2, but still isn't industry leading. And in fact, there are other earbuds in this very video we are going to talk about that have better battery life than the ears.
Anticipation is fun.
Ears have an IP54 rating, which makes them splash and sweat resistant, which should be good enough for most people, although there are some earbuds out there that are rated for full submersion. And last but not least, apparently these buds have ChatGPT integration. And I say apparently because this feature only works when paired to a Nothing phone, and I haven't been able to test it because my son, who has a Nothing phone, is never home.
Well, that's great. That's just great, man.
There are other reviewers out there who have tested this, so if you have a Nothing phone and want to know how well this works, feel free to go watch one of those reviews and then come back.
A few minutes later.
So the next pair of buds up for discussion are the Nothing Ear A's, which look and feel almost identical to the ears. In fact, there are a lot of things that are similar about these two sets of buds. So for this part of the video, in order to save some time, just remember everything I just said about the Nothing Ear non-A's and pretend I just said it again about the A's.
Everybody got that?
With a few notable exceptions. The biggest features missing from the Ear A's when compared to the ears are the advanced equalizer, the personal sound profile, and wireless charging. The A's also have fewer high-res codec support options, but this won't matter to most. So if you use your earbuds to primarily listen to audiobooks or don't think you will make use of the high-end audio customization options, and you aren't corded bursts, then these buds might be a better option at their lower $100 price point. And just to be clear, it's not that the sound on the A's is bad. Far from it. They actually sound very similar to the bass ears without the advanced sound adjustments. So they still sound good, just not as good. And the A's actually have some advantages over their more expensive counterpart. They have slightly better battery life, you get a slimmer, more pocketable case, and you can also get an additional yellow color, which some people actually seem to really like. So yeah, the Ear and Ear A are both pretty great, but what if you are someone who just can't bring yourself to spend $100 or more on a Bluetooth set of earbuds? Well, you were in luck, my frugal friend, because CMF has you covered. CMF is Nothing's sub-brand consisting of a more budget-friendly line of products. And in the earbud department, they have the CMF Buds and the CMF Buds Pro. And the next step down in price from the Ear A's is the Buds Pro. And even though these buds start at a considerably more budget-friendly $50, you still get a lot of the same great features that are found on both sets of the ears. You get the same Bluetooth 5.3, in-ear detection, IP54 rating, a low latency mode, and it uses the same Nothing X companion app. You get a similar comfortable fit with multiple ear tips, good call and mic quality, and transparency mode to my ear is also quite similar. And battery life on the Buds Pro is actually better than you will find on both sets of Nothing buds, at least when not including the case. Predictably, however, in order to reach their $50 price point, the Buds Pro do have some drawbacks when compared to the other sets of Nothing buds. There's no ear tip fit test, there's no multi-point pairing, touch controls are customizable but are strangely missing a single tap option, and you will be tapping because the CMF Buds Pro do not have pinch controls. And like on the Ear A's, there is no wireless charging. ANC also isn't quite as good as on the more expensive buds, but it's actually probably better than you would expect for the price. And it's also still adjustable, although there is no adaptive setting. The Buds Pro sport a more traditional non-transparent look than the Nothing buds, although you can go with the orange color if you want your buds to still be noticed. Predictably, the sound isn't as good on the Buds Pro either, but it's still good for the price point, and in fact, the buds I think they sound the most similar to are my 2nd gen AirPods Pro. The sound is almost as clean as on the AirPods Pro, but the CMF Pros are louder and hit harder in the low end. Overall, if anything, I think the CMF Pros actually sound better than the Pods, especially if you take the time to customize your sound, which you can still do, because it uses the same simple equalizer that is found on the Ear A's. However, it is missing the bass enhance feature. Finally, that leaves us with the CMF non-Pro buds. And these buds kind of come in a strange place in the product line. At $40, they do undercut the CMF Pros by $10, but they came out after the Buds Pro. So even though most of the features on these two sets of buds are the same, the base buds do have some features that the Pros don't. For example, like both sets of Nothing buds, the base CMF buds have a bass enhance feature, although this time it's called Ultra Bass. Although you probably won't have to use it because the CMF buds sound pretty bassy already. And it's this extra bass that actually makes me prefer the sound of the base CMF buds over the Pros. In fact, if I'm being completely honest, the base CMF buds sound just as good as the Ear A's. So if great sound and saving money is your jam, these will definitely be the buds of choice for you. The base buds have other advantages over the Pros as well. They have little circles that protrude out from the buds that make it easier to find the touch control area, and they support dual connection. As I mentioned earlier, most of the other features on both sets of CMF buds are the same, but the Pros do hold a couple of advantages of their own. The Pros offer better battery life both with the buds and the case, and while ANC is similar on both sets of buds, transparency mode is definitely better on the Pros. Transparency mode on the Pros is pretty good and similar to what you will get on both sets of Nothing buds, but transparency mode on the base CMF buds just isn't as impressive. I mean, it does bring in the sound through its external mics to help you hear what is going on around you, but the sound it lets through is a bit cloudy and muffled, so you'll probably just want to take them out of your head for extended conversations. So long story short, too late! I really do think Nothing has created a Bluetooth earbud line that has something for everyone. But I'm curious which buds you are most interested in or which buds you think provide the best value. So please feel free to leave those thoughts down in the comments. As always, I hope you found this video useful. Thank you for watching. And until next time, this is Rando Tech Info, signing out.